Hello everyone, Happy New Year. How has your January been going? I cannot believe it is 2026 now. Just crazy to think about. Today I wanted to pop on and talk about the mental health shifts that I've decided to make this year to avoid burnout. Before I get started into the video, I did want to mention that this is a very relevant topic, especially this time of year. Always as we head into a new year, it can be quite overwhelming. There's so much pressure on us to have New Year's resolutions, to set these big goals, big objectives for the year, and it can be really stressful and draining, especially coming off all of the emotions and craziness of the holiday season. So what I have decided to do this year is to really focus on my mental health, and instead of doing a big reset, which often at times doesn't happen and like I said can be very overwhelming, I'm going to focus on the small day-to-day things that I can do to support my life and make me feel better on an ongoing and consistent basis. And that's why I'm so happy to share with you today's sponsor, Grow Therapy. Thank you, Grow, so much for sponsoring this video. Grow believes that mental health care should be human and accessible, not complicated and intimidating. They make it easier to find therapy that fits you and your life. What's great is that you only pay per session. There are no subscriptions or long-term commitments. Most people can use insurance, and it only costs about $21 per session with insurance, depending on your plan.
Finding the right therapist should be simple, not stressful. With Grow Therapy, getting care that fits your life is easier than you think. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, so quality mental health support is accessible and affordable. Life doesn't stop at 5 o'clock, and neither does care. Grow offers availability on nights and weekends, making it easier to book sessions around your schedule. And when you're ready to start, you don't have to wait weeks. With Grow, you can book an appointment in as little as 2 days.
If you've been thinking about therapy or making mental health a priority this year, scan the QR code on screen or visit growtherapy.co/Janine Delaney to get started today. Thank you, Grow Therapy, for sponsoring this video. So one of the ways I am helping myself this year to avoid burnout, I call progress over pressure. And what that simply means is let's not make January define our entire year. We all know how that goes. We start out the year with these resolutions, and then within a few months, sometimes even a few weeks, they fall by the wayside. And then we pretty much feel like we have lost for the rest of the year. So I am not doing that this year. I am going to prioritize baby steps, small wins, and consistency. Just like everything in life, especially weight loss, let's say for example, it is better to take more manageable, realistic goals than to set one large goal and then disappoint yourself. One of the ways in which I've been doing this is writing down weekly goals, and then every week I check the goals and see what I have accomplished and where I have fell short, and then I readjust them for the following week. And what that helps me do is to really keep in my mind the success I've accomplished and where I need to improve in a manageable way that doesn't feel overwhelming. So I suggest to all of you to look at progress over perfection this year. My next tip is called quality over quantity. And what I mean by that is thinking about the things that are really the most important to me and focusing on those. So let's just not be busy for the sake of being busy. We hear so many people nowadays, it's like being busy is a status symbol, and people feel like it gives you bragging rights. Well, being busy is not a good thing if it is not being busy on the right things that you are looking to accomplish in your life. So this year I have written down my top 5 goals. They span across all areas of my life, from relationships to work to self-care. And by narrowing down that list to 5 only, it has really helped me to think about how I spend my time and using my energy as a resource, instead of saying yes to everything and feeling like I've accomplished this much. My next tip is listening instead of pushing. By that, what I mean is listening to myself. So I have the type of personality where I will always push through. I will not stop working even if I'm hungry or my eyes are tired. but this year I am really going to compartmentalize different parts of my day, then kind of tuck them away in the corner until the following day and move on to something else. So by allowing myself to do that, I've been really listening to my gut, listening to my feelings, and it has helped me tremendously to understand what actually makes me happy. One of the ways I've been boosting that has been meditation. That is something new that I've been doing the last year. It has really also helped me to be in the here and now. So I would definitely suggest to all of you to listen to how you feel and not force yourself to push through when it's not necessary. And the last tip that I want to share has been really, really helpful to me. I started doing this back in the fall of last year, and it's redefining what success looks like to me. And I found out about this through some books that I was reading. I wish I could remember where I read it because I could share the book. Unfortunately, I can't. But if I do remember, I'll make another video about that, because whatever I read had made such a big difference in my mentality. And it made me think about what is success and what really makes me happy. So being successful to me in the past was always about doing. And after I was reading up on the topic, I realized that success can be redefined. It means something different to everybody. So part of my success for the last few months has really been about not just work, but about my relationships with others and my relationship with myself. So at the end of the day, when I reflect back on what the day has been like, and if I felt it was a successful day, I look at what work did I accomplish, what did I do for myself, and who in my life that I love did I make time for? And that made me feel like a very complete person. So I really encourage you all, if you're not doing that now, to take a look at that and maybe change that behavior. You'll be so much happier, I promise. Anyway, I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that it broadened your perspective to New Year's resolutions and made you think differently in a more productive way. I would love to hear in the comments if you have anything that you're doing this year that will be self-motivating, maybe inspire others. I also love when I have a chance to learn from all of you. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now because I have to take down my Christmas decorations. It's always the time of the year that makes me the saddest, but there's always next year, and we have so much ahead of us this year, so just grab it, enjoy, happy and healthy, and share the video with someone you feel would benefit from it also. I'll see you all soon and have a great day.